Mavs fans, it's that time of year again. The NBA playoffs. The time where you become pseudo excited for the games coming up. You're excited because, hey, we always have a good team coming up. But the stark reality that this team, since the 2006 finals collapse, has only won one playoff series. And if you listen to people who watch the game, who analyze the game, the main consensus, if there's going to be an upset in the first round, it's going to be Portland over Dallas. And as a Mavericks fan, all season long, this has been the narrative. Dallas wins all their games. They win 50-plus once again. And even as the Dallas Mavericks were truly contending for that 2 spot going into the last day of the season, no one's giving them credit. Oklahoma City is considered an actual title contender. LA Lakers, San Antonio Spurs, those are your teams in the West. And it didn't matter if Dallas finished in the 4 spot or the 2 spot, and we got the 3 hole. Dallas is not considered one of those teams. They're an elite team. They're an elite regular season team, but they're not considered an actual title contending team this season in the playoffs. And so when you listen to that as the year goes on, you watch the team win most of their games and play well. It does eat at you as a fan, but at the same time, Mavericks fans, I think we can agree that this team has proved the experts right most years. And coming into this playoffs, this is a series that I could definitely see the Mavericks losing. Do I think they will? No. I have faith in this team that they can, because I think the addition of Tyson Chandler helps this team get over that hump. But talking about this upcoming series, it's going to be hard. And, that last game of the year, I actually watched the game because it was here, and they aired it here in Austin. And watching the guys really come alive in the second half and just blow away the Hornets. They took the game off of TV because it was such a blowout. And it's like, this is the team I want Dallas to play in the first round. I think everyone over Memphis, over Portland, New Orleans was the team that the other top teams in the West won in the first round. So Dallas gets the win, but the Sacramento Kings in their last game in Sacramento almost pulled off against the Lakers, but Kobe hits a 3, sent in overtime, they win overtime. So we're stuck with Portland. And it's a bad matchup for Dallas, mainly because of LaMarcus Aldridge. They've got Andre Miller, they added Gerald Wallace, who is a great guy who can create his own shot. But it's Aldridge, former Texas Longhorn, who is going to be the problem for Dallas. Aldridge is already averaging almost 22 points a game this year, but when he plays Dallas, it's almost 28 points a game. He even scored 35 in one of the games we played this year. We did split with Portland, which is probably going to show that this series is going to go 6 or 7. And I really think that Game 1 is the most important game right now for Dallas. I think Dallas has got to set the tone early in this series. If Portland wins tomorrow night, I think it's going to be rough for Dallas. Going back, if you can get Game 2, hopefully with a split series going into Portland, that's going to be rough. The problem is they have a scoring presence inside. Now Chandler gives us that, but not to the degree that Aldridge does. So what it's going to come down to is you're going to have Tyson Chandler, who was quoted saying that, if LaMarcus Aldridge gets underneath, he's almost unstoppable. So you've got to get him out of the paint. But the problem with Aldridge is he's got a jumper as well. He has some range to his game. So he's an all-around athlete. So our bigs are going to have to be able to cover not only underneath the basket, which is where Aldridge is most dangerous, but also be able to extend that defense and be able to get in his face when he's putting up shots. And it's hard to get in his face. He's so big, he's so tall, he's so athletic, which is really why I wish he stayed in Texas. Just one more year, we might have got a title, but that's in the past. So this season, the problem with Dallas, and I've always said that the problem with Dallas, and what hurts us in the playoffs, is that we've never really had a true slasher. I know Josh Howard gave us that for a while, but his ankles have always been banged up. He did what he could when he could. Caron Butler was that guy. He's hurt. I'm not sure. I know there were reports that he may come back for the playoffs. I'm not sure. But that's a Jameer Nelson kind of thing with the Magic. You got a star athlete who gets healthy for the playoffs but hadn't really been around the team all year. It messes with that chemistry. You never know what you're going to get when you bring that guy in. So other than Caron Butler, we really don't have guys that go to the basket on a consistent basis. If you watch the Mavericks offense, it's all about trying to create jump shots. So if the jump shot is on, the Mavericks are going to win. If it's not, if Jet, if Dirk are not hitting those shots, it's a problem because it's hard for us to get those easy baskets, get those rhythm baskets. So that's what hurts Dallas in the playoffs, and that's the defense has gotten better this year, but it's kind of lacked up there at the end of the year. So Dallas is going to have to get down. Once again, it's all about it. To me, it's about Aldridge. Portland's a good team. They've gotten better. I think they were like 11-5 since mid-March. So I mean, they're a team that was a pretty good team this year. You know, they're a lower seeded team, but they've gotten better as the year here at the end of the season. This is going to be tough for Dallas, and I completely understand people who are picking against the Mavericks, not only because of the bad matchup, but because of the Mavericks' recent history. So at the end of the day, it's the Mavericks' toughness is being questioned, and I think this is a team that has enough veterans, has enough character guys that can realize that. And I think that you're going to see a team a bit more tougher than you've seen in the playoffs lately in the past few years, which may not be saying a whole lot when you look at teams like the Spurs, like the Celtics, like the Lakers, tough, hard-nosed teams that bring it every single season. The Mavericks need to get that if they want to make any kind of run here in the playoffs. I know that no one else has given the Mavericks a chance, and it's hard for me to tell anybody who's not that they're wrong. The Mavericks are going to have to prove it here. So Mavericks fans, let's get once again. We're going to get behind this team. We're going to get excited for this team. This team's going to do things in this series that's going to make us get really excited. But we always prepare ourselves as jaded Mavericks fans. We always, ever since I think 2007, we kind of we guard our fanship. We put it all out there, but in the back of our mind, we are aware it can all come crumbling down at one time. But I'm excited for the playoffs. I'll have a video up after every post game for the Mavericks game, give you my thoughts on the game, what happened, and stuff like that from a Mavericks side. Also, to the fans of other teams out there, I'm really hoping that other fans of teams in the playoffs this year will make videos after their games as well. Kind of get, you get the analysts, you get the people who are not connected to the teams and they're more unbiased. This way, you get a more concentrated look at teams and see what the fans' perspective is, and that's what I like to do here on my channel. So, go Mavericks! I'm saying as positive as I can for this series. The Mavs once had a great regular season this year, ended on a high note by beating New Orleans. Let's hope they can carry that over. And like I said, Game 1 is extremely important in setting a tone in this series. So, go Mavs! Let's hope we beat Portland, and we'll see you guys tomorrow after the game. Go Mavs!